is absolutely delicious. Let me grab a fork here. I'm going to try a little taste. Mmm. Mmm. Fantastic. Hi, I'm Doug Jiles, Dan Giles' brother, and welcome to Cooking Up Grub. I am Dan's younger brother. I'm from New Orleans, and so a lot of the food that I'm going to be cooking is going to be kind of based in New Orleans cooking. It's not all going to be red beans and rice, jambalaya and gumbo. As a matter of fact, today we're going to start off with a Cajun crawfish inspired potato salad. To do that, we're going to need some new potatoes. These are the small potatoes, and we're going to boil those up. I've actually got this is about a 3-gallon pot here, and I've got about 1.5 gallons of water already going in it. To that, we're going to add some salt. And this is just sea salt, doesn't really matter. We're going to add, I guess, about 2 tablespoons of salt to it. You're going to need to get your hands on some Zatarain's liquid seafood boil. And this is available online. I know there's plenty of places that this is available. We're going to do... And again, most of this is by eyeball. It doesn't really have to be precise. But to this, we're going to add, I guess, about 5 or 6 tablespoons full of shrimp and crab boil, Zatarain shrimp and crab boil. This is concentrated. Again, this stuff is very potent. So we're going to take a break for a minute. When I come back, I'll have all the potatoes already washed up, and we'll get ready to start getting this boiled up. So be right back. Okay, we're back. These are what they call new potatoes here. I guess I don't know what they call them elsewhere in the country, but they're called new potatoes here. And really what they are is just red potatoes. It's a bit of a waxy potato. This is a 3-pound bag. We're actually going to do a double batch, and we're going to do 6 pounds of potatoes. Seems like a lot, but I promise you, when you make this, you're going to have everybody and their grandmother coming out of the woodworks begging you to send them some. So that's 3 pounds that we put in there, and I'm going to add another 3 pounds in just a bit, but in the interim I figured I'd go ahead and get the rest of this in as well. We need some garlic. Normally I would use just whole garlic pods, the whole thing. I'd probably put 2 of them in there, but I don't have whole garlic pods at the moment. So we're just going to use this in the interim. And we're going to put about 2, maybe 3, 2.5 heaping tablespoons of garlic in there. If this seems excessive, it's not. This is just for the boil. We're imparting the flavors of all of this into the potatoes, and when everything is all said and done, all of this that we're putting in, except for the potatoes, is going to get trashed. You know, so this is really, like I said, just to impart the flavors. We're going to take 2 whole onions, and again, just cut them in half. Don't worry about cleaning them off or anything like that. Throw them in. So we have 3 onions total. The 3rd onion that we have is actually going to be for the potato salad itself. Actually, you know what? For what we've got here, we're going to use 1.5 onions. We're going to save this other half of onion for the potato salad. So we'll leave that. Move a few of these things out of our way. Next up, lemons. To this, we're going to add, now this is a rather large lemon. We're going to add 2 large lemons to this. You can juice them a little bit like I'm doing here. And once you finish juicing it, take the rest of it, put it in the pot. It's a very simple recipe here. That's 1 lemon. And now our second one. And this is pretty traditional for crawfish boil. This is exactly what you would put in your crawfish when you're boiling crawfish. And if I didn't warn you before, I'm going to warn you now. When you go to make this, if you can do it outside, the boiling the potatoes part, you might want to. The crawfish boil, crawfish and crab seasoning, is not exactly the most pleasant thing in the world to smell because it's loaded with pepper, loaded with cayenne pepper. And you know what? We're from down in New Orleans. You guys may want to back the seasoning off a little bit, but we're from New Orleans here, and we're going to add a little bit more. Like I said, this stuff is pretty pungent. So, we've got that going. We got the fire on high. I'm going to give this a little stir. Yep, it's ready. That's exactly what you want. And when this starts boiling, trust me, it's going to fill. When this starts boiling, trust me, it's going to fill the whole house. It's going to smell like pepper. It's a very strong smell. But can I tell you, this is the most delicious potato salad you're ever going to eat in your life. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, we're back. Let's see. We've already prepped ahead of time. We got us about 1 pound of bacon here. This is thick cut hickory smoked bacon, and I've got the oven preset to 360 degrees, and we are going to pop that bacon in, and we're going to oven cook our bacon. Our potatoes still haven't started boiling yet. It's just now starting to come to a little bit of a boil. I'd let you come in closer, but there's no good way of getting the camera over there right at the moment. You'll just have to take my word for it. When we come back, we'll show you a little bit more. But everything's coming along nicely. It's smelling like a crawfish boil in here right now, as a matter of fact. Like I said, I warned you. It's a pretty potent smell, and it'll get you coughing, and it'll get you sneezing and everything. If you can do it outside, do it outside. So looks like our tea is just about to boil here too. We'll turn that off and we'll let that steep. Nothing like good southern iced tea as well. So, all right, we'll be back in a little bit. When we come back, potatoes should be ready. We're also going to be boiling up some eggs. We'll chop up the seasonings and everything. We'll get all that done when we come back. Thanks. Okay, we're back. Let's see, our bacon is done. We've already pulled it out of the oven. It is ready to be chopped up. Our potatoes are done, so let's turn that off. Let me take a look right quick. I believe they're done. Not quite sure, but you don't really want to get your face over the top of this, because, as as I said before, this is some pretty potent stuff. So we're going to fish around in here. We're going to find a potato, one of the bigger ones. And we're going to grab ourselves a fork. Test it. Yep, nice and tender all the way through. So, what we're going to do now is we're just going to let this sit. We're going to let the potato sit in this liquid for a little bit. Sounds a little strange, but this is exactly what you do. Even in a crawfish boil, this is exactly what you do. After everything's cooked, you just let it sit for a little bit and kind of let the flavors migrate all the way into the potatoes. It's smelling good in here right now. It's kind of a combination between crawfish boil and bacon. Delicious. So anyway, when we come back, we'll be ready to. I'll probably already have some eggs boiled up. For this size, I don't really like to go with a lot of eggs, but this is 6 pounds of potatoes that we're doing. So we'll probably do about 8 eggs, 8 maybe 9 eggs for 6 pounds. I actually I found another half of an onion in the fridge that started using yesterday, so we're just going to use the rest of that. Chop it all up, get the final assembly going when we come back. So see you in a bit. Okay, we're back, and let's see. Now we're at the point where we are going to get rid of all of this other stuff that's in here as part of our onions. You can eat this if you want. I don't necessarily advise it. If you remember, we put 2 onions, and we put 1.5 onions. That's right, 1.5 onions and 1 full lemon, or 2 lemons in here. And this is just going to make it a little easier to get our potatoes out. Let me get rid of some of this right quick. I'll be right back. And by the way, if you're feeling sporty, if you're feeling it, take and put you a piece of hot sausage or a piece of smoked sausage in here. And that's for the cook, by the way. After everything stops boiling, just take you a piece of smoked sausage. That's for the cook. That smoked sausage in crab boil is absolutely delicious. Alright, I think just about all that we have left in here is potatoes, maybe just a couple little pieces of onion left. And if you miss some, don't worry about it. You can always get the rest of this out when we drain off the potatoes. Okay. Now we are ready to pass these potatoes through the colander. This is very hot. Extremely hot. You don't want to be breathing too heavy over this, because again, all those peppers in there, they're going to let you know that they're there. Whew. All right. So we're still waiting on our eggs to get boiled up. We're about done with the pot. Small kitchen here. Forgive us for our small kitchen. Like I said, this smoked sausage and that juice. Oh my God, that's fantastic. Okay, when we come back, final assembly, I promise. Okay, we're back and we are ready to start doing our final assembly. So, we've got our bacon already chopped up, nice, and we've got bacon bits. Got the onion, and I went ahead and this is 1/2 of a pickle, kosher dill pickle, and our 1 yellow onion. We'll go ahead and we'll add that in. And then we've got 8 hard-boiled eggs that have been cut up. Throw that in. So, what we need now, we need some, I like Hellmann's Real Mayo. That's my personal favorite. Let me, oops. Let me stop making a mess here. Let me rinse this spoon off. We're going to go with a fair amount of mayo in here. It's going to seem like a lot of mayo, but it's not. Okay, we'll start off with that. Chances are we're going to need a little bit more. And let's see. Alright. Like I said, chances are we're going to need some more mayo. We're going to go with a little yellow mustard. Maybe if we open it first. And we'll give it a little shake. Not a whole awful lot of mustard. Maybe about two tablespoons. We'll start off with that. And then we're going to get the party started with a little bit of Tony Sachery's Creole seasoning. Again, this is going to be to taste. We got a lot of potatoes here. I purposely did not put an awful lot of salt into the potatoes when we were cooking them. Figure we really just wanted to impart the flavor. We really just wanted to impart the flavor of the peppers and everything into this. This sucker's going to be a little bit on the difficult side to break up here. And we want to go in and we want to break up all of our potatoes and start stirring stuff around. And notice I left the skins on the potatoes. I kind of like my potato salad with skin on. And as we're mixing this and combining it, those potatoes are going to break down more and more. And we'll end up with a nice creamy potato salad. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this, break all this up, break all my potatoes up and everything, and we'll be right back. Okay, we ended up adding a little bit more mustard, a little bit more mayo in it, and this is our final result. This is our potato salad, our cool-ass potato salad. It is absolutely delicious. Let me grab a fork here. I'm going to try a little taste. Fantastic. It's got a little bit of taste, just a little bit of that dill coming through from the dill pickles. The crab boil is not overwhelming, not in the least. It adds a nice subtle background heat. It's kind of hard to describe. It's not like any other potato salad you'll ever eat. Nice creaminess because of the mayo. I mean, just like any other potato salad, any other normal potato salad. But when you add in that, when you boil the potatoes with that crab boil, with the with your lemons and your garlic and onion in there, oh, it just imparts a flavor onto your potatoes that you're just not going to get any other kind of way. If you get a chance to try out my recipe, I promise you'll love it. If you don't, well, you ain't from Louisiana. See you next time.